Morning student and welcome to all of you. Okay, we are going to study chapter number 3 physiography and drainage SSC standard 10. Okay, English medium. So I already told you in the previous lecture only in this chapter or in this whole syllabus of the geography we are going to study only about two countries. First one is Brazil and second one is nothing but India. So obviously it's a physiography and drainage. Physiography nothing but geography, topography, climate, soil. Okay, all these things we are going to study physiography of Brazil and India, as well as drainage system. Drainage system is not about the gutter. It is about related to drainage system created by various rivers. Drainage system created by various rivers in India as well as in Brazil. In India as well as in Brazil. Physiography and drainage. So we are going to study physiography and drainage. Physiography is nothing but the geography. Okay, it is related to geography. It is related to physical characteristic of that region, physical characteristic of India, and physical characteristic of Brazil. Okay, and drainage system is only created by rivers. Okay, it is not created by sea. It is not created by any other thing. But drainage system is created by big lakes and river. Okay, so we are going to study about that in this lesson. You can see the map of India, and obviously you have to study physical map of India and physical map of Brazil. When you study this lesson and when you study this lesson on your own, then obviously you must have two maps. One is of India and one is of Brazil, and it must be physical map, not political map. Okay, so you can see in map of India, there's a map is India physical map over here. So you can see various types of rivers flowing in India. Okay, some rivers are perennial. You can see Gangotri, Yamunotri, where Ganga and Yamuna originates, and even Satluj, Ravi Beej. Okay, all these rivers are flowing. You can see over here. So, so you can see here this river Ravi, river Satluj, river Beej, and all these Beej over here. So all these rivers are flowing. Okay, you can see all over here. And various rivers like Gangotri and Yamunotri, as well as Brahmaputra also. Brahmaputra also originates here at Mansarovar, near Mansarovar in Himalaya, and then it goes to China, and afterwards it travels to Arunachal Pradesh, and then it comes to India, and it is known as Brahmaputra. But here it is known as Sangpei. Okay. Now we will go to the question and answers. We will turn to the question and answers. Now, in which direction does the region with an altitude of more than 6,000 meter lie in India? Obviously, it is in the northern region. Obviously, altitude increases from south to north. Means northern region is having highest altitude even in the world because of Mount Everest, because of Mount Kanchenjunga, K2 that you know very well. So obviously, in which direction does the region with an altitude of more than 6,000 meter lie in India? It is in northern region or northern direction. Okay, northern direction. Now look for the south flowing rivers in the peninsular region. Obviously, there are various peninsular regions flowing in the southern India. There is the Kaveri, Krishna, okay, Godavari, and all these. You can refer to the map, and after you will understand it, you just read the map and observe it, and obviously you will get all the answers. Now, in which direction is the slope of the region in the north shown in the dark green? Okay, in which direction is the slope of the region in the north shown in dark green? Dark green, That is nothing towards the towards the northeast. Towards the northeast, you can see this greenish region over here. You can see the greenish tint. Okay, greenish tint or greenish color over here. This is nothing but a greenish dark color or dark region shown over here, and it is leaning towards the northeast and towards the Bay of Bengal. Towards the Bay of Bengal means West Bengal, and towards the Bangladesh. That you can see here. It is going towards the northeast, and some are going to the Bay of Bengal. This British region. Okay, why it is British region? They have showed it particularly because this is the region of UP and Bihar and some part of Assam and West Bengal, where all these perennial rivers flow, especially river Brahmaputra, Gangetic plains are there, as well as Jamuna and various other tributaries meet Jamuna and Ganga over here in this region. Okay, I will go to next question. Now, make a list of plateaus located in between Aravalli ranges and Chota Nagpur plateau. This is nothing but a Malwa plateau, Mewar plateau, Marwar plateau. These are various plateaus you will study in the map. Now, name the peak shown in the eastern Ghat. It may be the Annamalai. It may be the Annamalai or Mahadev Hill, because I cannot see properly over here, but you have to find it out. It either be the Annamalai or Mahadev Hills. Okay. So now last one. Which mountains demarcate the deep plains of Brahmaputra? Okay, that is also you have to find out which mountains, obviously. Okay, you find it on your own, okay, which are mountains of. So you can see the Rajmachi Hills over here, Garo Hills, okay, some ranges of Dokla Hills, and what you call it, another one is, that also covers the Brahmaputra basin. You can see this is nothing but a Brahmaputra basin. This is Gangetic plain, now Gangetic basin or Gangetic plain. Obviously, Ganga river flows to this, and Jamuna and other rivers meet to it. And tributaries into it, but this is nothing but the Brahmaputra plains. Okay, so obviously the Dokla Hills and other one like this one, Rajmachi Hills, Garo Hills, they come into it. Okay. Give the relative location of Nilgiri Hills. Obviously, you cannot find all it. Okay. Student, due to blurred vision and we cannot see the map and all the contents in it properly, so obviously I will explain everything and I will answer each and every question, okay, with the explanation in next lecture. Okay. Today we are going to continue with the lesson. Okay, we are continuing with the text. So now India. Figure 3.1 shows the physiography of India. Obviously, you have seen that map. It shows the physiography of India. Now the country is divided into 5 major physiographic divisions. There are 5 major physiographic divisions. First one is Himalaya. Okay, first one is Himalaya. Second one is North Indian Plain. Second one is North Indian Plain. Third one is Peninsula or Peninsular region, or it is known as Indian Peninsula. Okay, it is called or it is known as Indian Peninsula. Then fourth one is nothing but coastal plain. Coastal plain, eastern coastal plains, western coastal plain. Near to the Arabian Sea is the western coastal plain, and near to the Bay of Bengal it is the eastern coastal plains. Okay. Then island groups. We have 2 types of island. Okay, here Lakshadweep Island, and in the Bay of Bengal, this away from Bay of Bengal, we have Andaman Nicobar Island. So India is divided into main 5 physiographic, geographic division. These are nothing. First one is Himalaya, North Plains, okay, northern plains you may call them, or peninsular region, or fifth one coastal plains, fourth one, and last one is island groups. Now Himalaya. First one is nothing but Himalaya. Himalaya, as we know, it acts as a barrier to the southwest monsoon winds which are flowing from Kerala, towards the Indian continent, or you may call it Indian mainland or mainland of India. They act as a barrier. Who? Himalaya. And Himalaya determines our climate. Himalaya determines the climate of India, especially in case of precipitation, rainfall or monsoon rainfall is determined not just by monsoon wind but also by Himalayan mountain ranges. How? That will be studied afterwards. Okay. So the Himalaya is one of the young fold mountains in the world. When we see Himalaya, when we see the altitude, its structure, its rocks, it's also rocky mountain, and these are what igneous type of mountain means. These mountains are born out of what we call that volcanic eruption. So obviously we thought that Himalayan mountains must be old one, but these are not old mountains. These are young fold mountains. These are young fold mountains. Peninsular region or peninsular India or Indian peninsula, whatever you call it, okay, we give it various nicknames. So obviously that peninsular region or that Indian peninsula is the oldest landmass, not only in India but oldest landmass in the world. That we will learn later. I will explain everything in detail. But first we will go to Himalaya. Now the Himalaya is one of the young fold mountains in the world. They are the young fold mountain. They are not the oldest mountain. They are not the old fold mountain. Okay, they are totally a young fold mountain. Young mountain. You may call them young mountain in short word. Now what? The Himalaya extends from Pamir North in Tajikistan. We think that Himalaya only belongs to India or Himalaya only starts in India from its name, but it is not the reality, it is not the truth. The ground reality is that Himalaya starts from Pamir North in Tajikistan. Tajikistan is a separate country, okay? It is sharing border with India. Tajikistan was previously with the USSR, in Russia, it was a part of Russia, but after it got disintegrated from Russia in 1990, and that's why Himalaya starts from that area, from that region, from that country known as Tajikistan. From Pamir North, Himalayan range of mountains originate and they start and they end in Arunachal Pradesh, northeast. So you can see how much vast area, how much vast area they are covering from Pamir North in Tajikistan, that is not in India, that is in Tajikistan, separate country, independent country, okay? Then these mountains start from Pamir North and they end where? In Arunachal Pradesh, near to the northeast. So they are covering this vast area on majority of the North India, and that's why Himalaya has lot of importance, lot of significance, okay, especially determining the climatic condition of India and various other things, okay. Now the Himalayas extend from Pamir North in Tajikistan to the east. East is nothing but the northeast, that is nothing but the Arunachal Pradesh. Now it is a major mountain system of the Asian continent. In Asian continent, there is no other major mountain, not even in China, not even in any country. Himalaya are the major mountain system in the world, and especially in Asian continent. Now in India, it extends from Jammu and Kashmir, obviously. In India, actually Himalaya originates and starts from Pamir North in Tajikistan. But suppose we are talking about the Indian subcontinent, we are talking about the Indian mainland or mainland of India, then obviously these mountain ranges, Himalayan mountain ranges, they start from Jammu and Kashmir. They start from Jammu and Kashmir and end in northeast, that is nothing but Arunachal Pradesh. Okay? So, it is a major mountain system of the Asian continent. In India, it extends from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. I already told you and described it to you. Now we go further. The Himalaya is not a single mountain range. It is not a single mountain region. It is a cluster of mountains. Himalaya is not a single straight mountain, okay? You can see here also Jivdani mountain is a broken chain. But they are not parallel. They are not parallel to each other. But it is a broken chain of mountain. But this is very small mountain. This range is also small. Altitude is also small. What? I am talking about the Jivdani mountain. But Himalayan mountain ranges, they are highest altitude in the world. Everest, Mount Everest, K2, Kanchenjunga, and mountain near the Kailash Parvat, Kailash Parvat, that is also very well. So these mountain ranges, Himalayan mountain ranges, they are parallel to each other. They are parallel to each other, and they are sometimes they are broken in between, sometimes they are broken, sometimes they have gap in between a particular mountain range, and they extend from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh in northeast. So obviously they are parallel to each other, and it's not a single mountain range. There are various or cluster of mountain ranges. These are known as Himalayan mountain ranges, not range but mountain ranges. Okay. So ranges in the system, the southernmost is known as Sivalik. The southernmost mountain range is known as Sivalik. It is a very young mountain, a young fold mountain. It is a very young fold mountain. Which one? Sivalik. We will learn that. It is also youngest range. I already told you. It is a youngest range, young fold mountain. Himalaya is already young fold mountain, but in that Sivalik is the youngest range or youngest fold mountain range. You may call it. Which one? Sivalik. Next to Sivalik is our lesser Himalaya. There are various types of Himalaya. These are Himalaya is the one and the same, but there are various types. Which are these types? First one is Sivalik. We have studied about that. The lesser Himalaya, Greater Himalaya, Himadri, that is known as Greater Himalaya, Himadri, and Trans-Himalayan ranges from south to north. Obviously, they extend from south to north. Which are these mountains? The Lesser Himalaya, Greater Himalaya, that is known as also Himadri, and Trans-Himalayan ranges. Now, these ranges are young to old respectively. So, obviously, Himadri and Trans-Himalayan ranges are very old. Okay, Himadri, that is nothing but a Greater Himalaya, and Trans-Himalayan ranges of mountain ranges, they are very old, or they are the oldest mountain ranges. They are the oldest mountain ranges compared to Sivalik. In comparison to Sivalik. Okay. Now, these mountain ranges are also divided into Western Himalaya. Okay, Western Himalaya, obviously Kashmir. Okay, Kashmir Himalaya is also known as Western Himalaya because Himalayan ranges start from Jammu and Kashmir. So obviously Western Himalaya, they are divided into three types or three parts or three divisions. First one is nothing but Western Himalaya or Kashmir Himalaya. It is known as Kashmir Himalaya. Second one, Central Himalaya. It is known as Kumaon Himalaya. Okay, it is known as Kumaon Himalaya. Now, and third one, Eastern Himalaya or Assam Himalaya. Now, where is Western Himalaya? Obviously, you can see in the map yourself that Jammu and Kashmir area, it is known as Western Himalaya. Whatever mountain ranges there are, obviously these are known as Western Himalaya in Jammu and Kashmir. Then Central Himalaya, obviously Kumaon Himalaya, it covers the part of Uttarakhand as well as Nepal. Okay, even though Nepal is not an Indian territory, it is an independent nation. But yeah, it covers that area. That's why we call it Kumaon Himalaya or Central Himalaya, because Nepal is totally covered by Himalaya. Okay, there is no flat flat area or flat plains in Nepal. So obviously that is known as Central Himalaya or Kumaon Himalaya, where in Uttarakhand and Nepal. Then afterwards, it is the last part. Okay, it is known as last part of the Himalayan mountain ranges, which covers the northeast area and ends in Arunachal Pradesh. Near to the Arunachal Pradesh, it is known as Assam Himalaya. It is known as Assam Himalaya. You cannot call it Arunachal Pradesh Himalaya or Arunachal Himalaya. You must call it Assam Himalaya, because most of these mountain ranges end in Assam. They end in Assam. Okay, so obviously they are known as Assam Himalaya, or you may call it Eastern Himalaya, because Assam is in northeast. So obviously they are known as Eastern Himalaya or Assam